WIP. Ray Dinger, Glenn Mack. Now, Sunday afternoon, 94 WIP. Ray, as we are sitting here, I am drinking a Chardonnay. I noticed. From the fine state of New Jersey.
You appear to be enjoying it.
Very much so. Absolutely. Come on. What better way to spend an early afternoon? So, Ray, there is a great event coming up Saturday, May the 2nd at Cooper River Park over there in Jersey from 4 to 7:30 p.m., which is called the Down and Derby Wine Festival. WIP is involved. And, Ray, you will be able to sample delicious reds, whites, rosés, sparkling wines from award-winning wineries while immersing yourself in Derby-themed fashion and festivities because it's Kentucky Derby, the day before the Kentucky Derby. It is the second annual Down and Derby Wine Festival presented by Visit South Jersey and Camden County. Tickets on sale now at downandderbywinefest.com. I hold in my hand, Ray, a delicious Chardonnay, and let me tell you, from Auburn Road Vineyards in Salem County, and Scott Donnini, who is the owner. Actually, I think his wife's probably the owner. Scott gets to go along for the ride, is with us, and this is this is delicious. Not only did you bring us the Chardonnay and another bottle we're going to try, but you brought, because Ray's not a wine guy, you brought chocolate.
I brought chocolate along with it too. Yeah.
Tell us, it's matching?
Yeah, it does. Well, the chocolate actually comes from Collingswood, a place called 1892 Chocolates, a little place called the Candy Jar, and so it's all local. The chocolate itself comes from Ecuador, but it is February, so it's Wine and Chocolate Month, and so all across New Jersey we're doing this.
It's Wine and Chocolate Month?
Yeah.
I missed the alert, okay.
It is, in the Garden State anyway, and so we've been doing this wine and chocolate pairings all month long. And so what you've got there, you're pairing with the Chardonnay, is cacao with, I think they call it golden berry.
Strong stuff, yes.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a little citrusy.
Yeah, nice. And you don't normally pair dark chocolate with a Chardonnay, but it goes really well.
Seems to work just fine for me.
It's nice, yeah.
So you've got Auburn Road Vineyards, and the story, the backstory I got on you and your wife is that you were attorneys and decided that, well, that may have been a high-powered, profitable lifestyle. It was not as fulfilling as you wanted it to be.
Yeah, it's kind of a lousy way to live a life, honestly. We were both lawyers. Jules was a litigator. I was a corporate lawyer. The job I quit to do this full-time, I was chief corporate counsel at the Philadelphia Stock Exchange.
Okay, that's a big job.
Yeah, it drove me to farming, after all. But we were, Jules was home with our kids. We just had young kids. We were living in Queen Village, and I wasn't getting to see her, wasn't getting to see the kids, and it was starting to go down that kind of, that bad path. And so we decided we kind of had to make a change. And the trick was, okay, well, what else are we qualified to do? And we quickly realized we weren't qualified to do anything other than be lawyers, which actually was a fairly liberating realization, because once you realize you're not qualified to do anything else but, practice law, a whole wide world of stuff you're not qualified to do opens up to you. You just got to pick something. So we happened to be drinking a bottle of wine and wine being inspiration, I guess. And we're like, all right, what does it take to do this?
So you were uniphiles, but you'd never farmed?
Nope.
Pressed a grape?
Nope.
Bottled anything?
Nope. Never
marketed a product?
Nope.
And the two of you in a drunken haze said, let's start a vineyard.
Yeah, that's kind of the short story. And we actually sold the house in Queen Village, moved out to South Jersey, and bought a pasture and a farm and a pole barn, and
it was not a winery before. It was not a vineyard beforehand.
It was not.
So how do you learn this on the fly?
The hard way, by doing stupid stuff over and over and over. And we figured, the one thing we had going for us, well, two things. I mean, we were relatively, smart people, so we figured we'd be able to think it through. And we knew we were really hardworking, and so we'd be able to work through whatever mistakes, and we made multiple ones. But the cool thing was we got to do it together, which was awesome. And, we got to be around for the kids, and they're all basically grown, and, so it's
and they live on a farm.
And they grew up on a farm anyway.
I want to try this second one, but Ray and I are going to work on a phone call here in the interim, so don't go anywhere. Let's talk. All right, Scott Donnini, I hold in my hand a red that looks absolutely delicious under these fluorescent lights in our studio. I'm not sure this is the light that it's meant to be shown off in, but you tell me this is an award-winning wine that you guys made?
Yeah, no, it is. And like I say, I don't put much stock in winning awards.
Don't be shy, man.
Well, in fact, Jules actually sent this to the wine competition. It was actually the San Francisco Chronicle, the biggest one out in California. And she snuck it out there without telling me. and it came back with a gold medal, which was pretty cool.
And what is it?
It is, we call it Gaia, and it is a blend of Cabernet Franc with a little bit of Petit Verdot, Merlot, and a little Cabernet Sauvignon blended in as well.
All right, we got to get Dick Vermeil in here. He would be enjoying this thing
Dick
right now.
Dick would be enjoying this conversation.
This is really nice.
That would be cool.
Yeah, a little smoky, little wood.
Yeah, a little bit of oak. Yeah, a little bit like 2-year-old American oak. So a little bit of that. And we grow it all on our vineyard, and it did well. And it was fun to go up against the Californians and the Europeans and come out with.
So we talked a little bit before we came on for this segment. New Jersey is not a state where people historically think of wine.
That's true.
Okay. This is a fine wine. You tell me it's a real growing industry over there.
It is. We are a very young industry. I mean, we don't have anything going against us but time, honestly, because we have the soil, we have the climate, we certainly have the market. I mean, I think any winery in the world would want to be stuck where we are right now. But we were handicapped, believe it or not, by laws in New Jersey that forbade having so many wineries per capita. So,
as a guy who's involved in a brewery, I know about New Jersey laws involving all of that stuff.
It's
and
brutal. It really is.
For a forward state, it's a lot of backward stuff.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. And in fact, I've been using sort of my legal skills for good rather than evil. So I spend a lot of time up there on behalf of the industry. But they repealed the law in the 80s, and when we showed up in 2004, we were winery number 26, and now I think there's over 65. Just in New Jersey,
that's
New Jersey alone.
Terrific growth.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. I got a guy up here who says he's a winemaker, at least wants to talk about it. Buzz, you're on with Ray and Glenn and Scott Donnini. What's on your mind?
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Let's talk wine.
What do I have about wine? So my name's David. My real name's David. I've lived in Sonoma County from 2006 to 2016 in the Russian River Valley and made wine for 3 different wineries. Including the Hobo Wine Company. I'm sorry. What's the winemaker's name?
Scott.
Well, actually, my wife is the winemaker. Yeah, Julianne is the winemaker.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, basically, I know how hard. Now, I moved back to Buffalo in 2016, and I'm consulting for some guy who's making wines up on Lake Ontario. And it's a cool climate. It's a lot more challenging. And California is a little bit easier for a winemaker, It's easier to grow the grapes.
We got to go, but thanks for the call. Of course, Finger Lakes around that area are very well known, have been for wine.
Oh, yeah.
Usually the sweet stuff. All right, so Scott Donnini, Auburn Road Vineyards. You and 11 of New Jersey's best award-winning wineries are participating in the Down and Derby Wine Festival. It is going to be Saturday, May the 2nd, 4 to 7:30 at Cooper River Park. Delicious reds, as I just had, whites as I just have, rosés and sparklings from award-winning wineries with a Kentucky Derby theme, because that is Derby weekend. Tickets on sale now at downandderbywinefest.com. Hey, thanks for coming in with the wine, with the chocolate, with everything, and I look forward to seeing you again.
My pleasure.
If people want to find your place,
yes.
Do you have anything there where they can come and visit and buy the wine there? Are you selling shops?
Oh yeah. Well, we have a beautiful little wine bar. We do pizza. We do gelato, cappuccino. We have it's a really neat little place surrounded by the vineyard. We're only about 40 minutes outside of Philadelphia. So if you check us out on just Google us, Auburn Road Vineyards, and you can find us. And we're also available in the city here too. There's a couple stores that carry us.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
All right, Ray Dinger, Glenn Macno. We'll come back, take a couple calls, wrap it up on 94 WIP.